Have you ever felt lonely, broken, or misunderstood, despite striving to do good? You're not alone, and there's a reason behind it. In this powerful Islamic reminder, we explore why Allah's chosen servants often face loneliness and hardship. Through trials, brokenness, and quiet moments of reflection, Allah is shaping hearts, purifying souls, and preparing individuals for a higher purpose. Even the prophets experienced isolation and pain, showing us that these feelings are not a sign of weakness, but a path to spiritual elevation. Stay with us as we uncover how struggles can bring you closer to Allah and strengthen your faith like never before. Why chosen believers often feel lonely or broken. Those whom Allah chooses for a special purpose often experience deep loneliness or emotional heaviness because their hearts are being prepared for a unique spiritual journey. Their path is not like everyone else's, so their feelings are also different. Allah distances them from certain people, places, and distractions so they can focus on inner growth. This loneliness becomes a quiet space where their mind reflects, their heart softens, and their connection with Allah deepens. The feeling of being broken is not a weakness. It is a stage of transformation that shapes them into stronger, wiser, and more spiritually aware individuals. Allah's love shown through trials and hardships. When Allah loves a person, He guides them through experiences that build their faith, character, and reliance on Him. These trials are not meant to break them, but to polish their hearts and elevate their spiritual rank. Difficult moments teach patience, humility, and gratitude in ways comfort never can. Hardships also strip away false dependencies, reminding believers that true strength comes only from Allah. Through these challenges, a person's dua becomes more sincere, their trust becomes deeper, and their connection with Allah becomes more unshakable. Each trial becomes a sign that Allah is investing in their spiritual growth. Loneliness as a means of drawing closer to Allah. Loneliness often appears in the life of a believer when Allah wants their heart to turn away from worldly noise and return to Him with sincerity. In quiet moments, a person becomes more aware of their inner state and begins to reflect deeply on their purpose. This solitude creates clarity, allowing the believer to recognize what truly matters and what distracts them from spiritual progress. With fewer attachments, the heart becomes lighter and more receptive to guidance. In this space of stillness, a person feels Allah's closeness more intensely, developing a stronger bond built on trust, remembrance, and inner peace. Brokenness leading to sincere dua and spiritual growth. Moments of brokenness often push a believer to reach a level of humility and honesty that is rarely felt in times of ease. When the heart feels heavy and no human solution seems enough, a person naturally turns to Allah with deeper sincerity. This vulnerability opens the door to powerful dua because it comes from a place of genuine need and trust. Through this state, a believer becomes more aware of their dependence on Allah's mercy. Over time, this emotional softness nurtures spiritual maturity, helping the individual develop resilience, wisdom, and a stronger relationship with their Creator. Examples of prophets who faced isolation and pain. Many prophets experienced deep isolation, showing that loneliness can accompany great spiritual missions. Prophet Ibrahim, alayhi salam, stood alone against his entire community when defending the truth. Prophet Musa, alayhi salam, fled from Egypt with fear in his heart, yet Allah guided and protected him through the wilderness. Prophet Yusuf, alayhi salam, was betrayed by his own brothers and left in a well before being imprisoned unjustly. Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, endured years of rejection, loss, and emotional hardship while delivering Allah's message. Their struggles remind believers that isolation is not abandonment. It is often a path chosen by Allah to strengthen and elevate His servants. Hardships as purification and preparation for a higher purpose. Hardships often serve as a cleansing process that removes spiritual heaviness and strengthens a believer's inner character. Through challenges, Allah refines a person's intentions, clears their heart from pride, and builds qualities necessary for greater responsibilities. Every difficulty shapes discipline, resilience, and emotional stability, traits needed for those destined for meaningful roles. These experiences also sharpen one's understanding of life, making them wiser and more compassionate. When Allah places someone through such training, it is because He is preparing them for something beyond their current state. What feels burdensome today may be the groundwork for a future filled with purpose and spiritual elevation. Understanding struggles as elevation, not punishment. Struggles can feel overwhelming, but for a believer, they often indicate that Allah is raising their spiritual level rather than punishing them. Trials reveal hidden strengths and push a person to develop qualities they may not realize they possess. Through difficulty, a believer earns rewards, gains wisdom, and grows closer to Allah in ways comfort could never achieve. These moments also teach reliance on divine guidance instead of depending solely on personal effort. When viewed with the right perspective, hardships become doors to inner transformation, reminding the believer that Allah is shaping them for a higher rank and deeper spiritual maturity. Trusting Allah's plan during emotional and spiritual challenges. When a believer faces emotional confusion or spiritual heaviness, trusting Allah's plan becomes essential for inner stability. These challenges may appear unclear in the moment, but they often hold hidden wisdom that reveals itself with time. Trust allows the heart to stay calm, even when circumstances feel uncertain. By surrendering expectations and believing that Allah knows what is best, a person develops inner peace and steady faith. This mindset prevents hopelessness and strengthens resilience. Instead of questioning every hardship, the believer focuses on patience, remembering that Allah's timing is perfect and His guidance is always leading toward what is ultimately good. Finding strength through patience, hope, and remembrance of Allah. A believer draws true strength by combining patience, hope, and constant remembrance of Allah. Patience allows one to endure difficulties without despair, giving time for the heart to heal and lessons to emerge. Hope keeps the spirit alive, reminding the soul that Allah's mercy and relief are always near. Meanwhile, remembering Allah through prayer, dhikr, and reflection nourishes the heart, providing comfort that no worldly support can match. Together, these practices transform moments of weakness into sources of resilience. They help the believer remain steadfast, face trials with courage, and trust that every hardship carries hidden blessings and guidance. Reminder that Allah never abandons His chosen servants. No matter how lonely, broken, or misunderstood a believer feels, Allah's presence is always near. His support may not always be visible, but it is constant, guiding, protecting, and comforting from behind the scenes. Feeling alone does not mean being forsaken. It is often a sign that Allah is working in ways beyond human perception. This awareness brings reassurance and courage during the darkest times. Believers learn to rely on Allah fully, trusting His wisdom and timing. Ultimately, understanding that Allah never abandons His chosen servants, fosters hope, strengthens faith, and turns trials into opportunities for closeness with Him. Remember, feeling lonely or broken does not mean you are abandoned. Allah is always near, guiding and strengthening His chosen servants. Embrace your trials as a means of spiritual growth and trust His perfect plan. May Allah fill your heart with patience, hope, and unwavering faith. If this reminder touched your heart, comment a positive prayer below, share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe to Profound Deen for more inspiring Islamic reminders that uplift your soul and strengthen your connection with Allah.